Anyhow, I don't know. Since we're in the realm of sports, let's talk about Mike Vick, man. Something happened the other day that kind of ruffled your feathers, Bernie. So I'll let you take this one.
Can you cue who let the dogs out, please, as I say this, just to go back and do it?
All
You
right.
know, here go the thing that triggered me. You're seeing a lot of people, and mainly it's people of less pigment, but they're like, hey, why does he get a job? He killed dogs. Okay, I understand that. Standalone, great. But the reality is that America, in every facet, we love a redemption story. We love to see someone pull themselves up by their bootstraps. And when it comes to Michael Vick and other black athletes, we got to keep the playing field even because it's just ridiculous. If I'm a parent and my kid plays football, who better else than to teach them than Michael Vick? I don't really care about those dogs. And nobody really does. And that's the sad part because most people care about the things that are theirs. And all the dogs aren't mine. I don't have many dogs, figuratively and metaphorically. So I care about the two dogs in my home. Them dogs were his. He bred those dogs as machines, and he fought them as such. They found him to be guilty. He served his time. I think he should work with kids. I think any of us, if you look back at a decade and a half ago, none of us, well, some of us, we aren't doing the same things we were doing a decade and a half ago, right? So you would just think by nature, he would be like, hey, don't do stupid stuff because I suffered the penalty, but let's talk football. This dude has forgot more about football than some people will ever know. So the fact that we act like that's not reality is just weird as a society, and it's coming from dog volunteer workers and most people that let dogs get in their bed and kiss them in the mouth type of crowd. But it's still ridiculous. Stop kissing them dogs in the mouth. Since y'all so smart, their mouth ain't cleaner than humans' mouths. Why y'all trying to say that? They just don't be getting sick and stuff because of the bacteria in their stomachs. Their mouths are absolutely dirty. They eat their own butts all day. So I just want to throw that out there. Because people love to say, well, their mouths are cleaner than a human's mouth. No, it's not. That's a lie from the pits of hell. I rebuke that. Nasty. Kissing dogs in their mouth. And you want to talk about this man who served his time.
Hey,
Stop it.
hey, listen, man. It's hypocrisy at its finest, man. Like y'all believe y'all set up the judicial system in America. Y'all believe that people should go to jail and then they come out rehabilitated, quote unquote. That's what y'all set up in this country to believe. Mike Vick served his time. He did what he did with the fighting the dogs decades ago, right? Or a decade ago at least. Did what he did fighting these dogs, went to jail, served his time, lost millions of dollars, lost all kind of what is it, endorsements, all that. He
Endorsements.
lost all that stuff, man, and y'all still trying to hold this man to that. That is completely unfair. It is disgusting, and it speaks to the way that America treats black men. And that is like, I know it ain't, like you said, ain't nothing fair but where they judge pigs at. That's been a running joke on this pod. But at the same time, man, we gotta stop this demonizing black bodies. We have to stop this. Like every black man ain't out here thugging and all this type of stuff. And like I said, Lamar alluded to earlier, I'm not doing the same stuff I was doing 10, 15 years ago. I'm a completely different man. I might have been a horrible human being 10, 15 years ago in somebody's eye. I'm a completely different person than I was then. I know I was the villain in somebody's story 10, 15 years ago. I'm a completely different person now. I've matured. I got a family. I'm raising my kids, with the maximum amount of what's the word I'm looking for? Integrity that I can and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not raising no thugs and all that type of stuff. Give Mike Vick a chance. And his story is worth telling to a young person from the environments that we from, and that's gonna say, hey, I did this, it cost me this. And not only that, now let's talk, like Bernie said, now let's talk football. That man has a story. He came through the fire. He ain't out there fighting dogs now. Everybody else done forgave him. He back in media. Like, you know what I'm saying? So why are we sitting up there trying to keep saying, oh, he did this 15, 20 years ago? You know what I mean? That is completely unfair. And we only do that to black men in this country.
If he would have worked at a dog shelter and been stealing people dogs or been like a dog bandit, was like stealing people dogs and fighting dogs, okay, that's egregious. None of us put in on the dog food. He raised them dogs and bred his own dogs as machines and fought them. Hey, we can go back and forth, right or wrong, cool. But it's his property. And we talking about America the Great, that's his property. Nobody care about dogs. For a fact, by census, pit bulls have been banned in neighborhoods, apartments, dog parks forever. Pit bulls are the black people of the animal world. Everybody hate pit bulls. He was fighting pit bulls. He wasn't fighting Dalmatians.
Yeah.
He wasn't fighting purse poodles. He wasn't fighting them $5,000 ugly dogs that look like they got something wrong with them with the saggy face. He wasn't fighting those. He was fighting pit bulls that y'all don't like. Come on. You can't even take a pit bull to a dog park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he fought his own dogs that he paid for they food, and he raised them and bred them himself. Come on. We
Yeah.
got we got to grow up.
Yeah.
A lot of immaturity.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, if y'all set up this judicial system, y'all like I'm gonna reiterate that point. That man did his time. He did with it. And like I said, it's hypocrisy at its finest. And I hate that we got to do this when this man is getting opportunities that is gonna elevate him. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to stop doing this, man. This man ain't even looked at a dog in over 2 decades. He probably see dogs and be like, man, you know what? I ain't going in that room. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like, and then on top of that, Burner, how many dogs you think get euthanized throughout America on a daily basis? I don't see no outcries for them. I don't see y'all saying release these dogs into the wild instead of euthanize them. I don't see no kind of outcries for them. No, y'all turn a blind eye to that hypocrisy that we have in America, thinking that that we could just ignore certain atrocities but pay attention to the small shit is crazy to me. Like I said, everybody who's listening to this podcast is probably listening to it on the iPhone where they mine the cobalt in your damn iPhone in Africa with child slaves.
According to shelter animals, around 400 dogs, excuse me, 400,000 dogs are euthanized in shelters in the United States each year. Again, I am a victim of having a dog put down because she got loose and a lady tried to get her at one point, and she was a pit mix. It was actually a wedding present for us about many years ago, 10, 11 years ago. Anyhow, we moved into a new property. The gate, uh, we didn't really understand how to operate our back gate. The dog got out. Long story, not so long. Somebody tried to rescue it per se. She bit him. Well, we couldn't afford, the fine we would have had to pay as plus as kind of like the maintenance of having her upkeep to have her since she bit somebody going forward. And the alternative was to put her down. So they killing 400,000 dogs a year anyhow. But again, pit bulls, like people of pigment, um, they just get an unfair shake for all intensive purposes because the pit bulls bite, lock, and shake. But yeah, they don't care. People don't care. Only when it's convenient. Only when you can knock down, dumb jocks. That's how they look at people. They want a dumb jock, and it helps that he's black because it's other athletes that murdered people, have been a part of domestic violence, and they get other opportunities to be employed, and no one says anything. So it's just stupid.
Mm-hmm. 100%. But yeah, get off Michael Vick back. Let this man get that opportunity that's presented to him,
Cancel
man.
culture, man. This cancel culture is out of control because it's almost anti-wisdom, right? Like Michael Vick did the crime, he did the time, came out, worked a $9 construction job. If we keep him away from the youth after he turned his life around, he's going to be in a position to not block some other young man who he can recognize, man, he's about to go down that path.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if we cancel out everybody who makes a mistake and turns their life around, man, who's going to tell the kids like, hey, man, this is why you shouldn't do that. right? I can speculate, but I ain't never fought dogs. I ain't hung around the guys who fought dogs, right? But he has. And he probably can speak to some other things that's really occurred during that time to tell a young man, hey, man, you remind me of myself. Let me just explain to you where this leads and how this goes. And this cancel culture and, oh, we can't forgive him and all this. Man, listen, 400,000, it'd be all right. Let this dude go ahead and share the wisdom that he's gained from his time, from his life experience, from being a star to losing it all behind something foolish to maybe steer the future of America in the right direction.
Facts. I think it's only right. You know, like I said, everybody has a story. Everybody done lived through something, did something that they probably ain't the proudest of. And anybody that says otherwise is probably full of shit, or what do they call them? What are them people that lie and believe their own lies?
Compulsive liars.
Compulsive liars. You know what I'm saying? So nah, everybody done did some shit they ain't proud of, but it's part of your story, and it allows you to like I said to teach the generations coming up behind you on what not to do. And, you know. So like, I've been through a lot of stuff, and I definitely try to teach my kids on this ain't the path you want to go down. Continue to get your good grades, have integrity, don't lie. You know what I'm saying? Don't steal, don't cheat the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just go do what you're supposed to do, and you'll be successful. I know they're gonna bump their heads. I still got little kids. I know they're gonna bump their heads in the future once they become young adults and young ladies. But hopefully they know that they got me to fall back on and my knowledge and wisdom. You know.
Yep. Bump your head, don't bust your head.
Yeah, I like